Today I'm going to be planning out the week of May 5th through the 11th in my Hobonichi Cousin, and this week we're going to be using one of the Sadie stickers decorative kits. I wanted to play around with this a little bit more and figure out some new things that I could do with it, especially on a weekly spread. So this was the subscription kit from February. She's always a couple months in advance as far as what kind of florals and stuff are in the kit so that you have plenty of time to get coordinating items if you want and that type of thing and plan it all out. So we're going to be using that. I've also gone into my leftover sticker book and we've picked out some things to kind of coordinate, be it scripts or, some boxes and stuff. I might go into the leftover sticker book a little bit more once we have our base down because I wasn't really sure on the colors, to be honest, other than pink. I did also pull out this Oops page that I had gotten from Paper Trail Plans with some ink swatches. I think the colors, especially this one, is going to go pretty well. So we might pull in a couple of those. And then I also have, hold on, we'll do this one next. So I went through my washi collection and pulled out some things. So in particular, these two washi were made to go with this specific floral because that is the floral. These were from Mandy Lynn Plans. She did this as one of her subscription kits a couple of months ago. So I do have those. I might look in and see if I have like box stickers to go with these. I haven't decided yet. I also pulled out these two. These are from Simply Gilded, which I could pull in. They have a more matte gold as far as the foiling goes, but I think the overall colors could match pretty well. And then I also pulled out this. This is from Girl Boss Anna. She's changed her name. I can't remember what the name change was, but these are little swatch stickers, and I think the colorway is going to go pretty well. So I have those to pull from, as well as I just kind of went through all my books and was like, what could go with this? So I have a bunch of Paper Trail Plans, like lace boxes, because I feel like that feel might go really well. And I have this one page from Panda Bird Design that has some nice gold boxes that we might pull from. I have a lot more, so we could pull out more. I just wanted a base to start with. And then as far as foil deco, like it comes with a whole sheet of deco for like gardening type stuff and things. But I pulled out a couple of other ones. So this is actually from Sadie stickers. These are floral trims with little flowers. I can't remember. This might have been, I want to say it was last spring or something. And then we have from the Pretty Pink Code just some little switches that I could put underneath. I have a couple of different options that I could use for dividers or to add washi, like divider strips. So I have some from Sadie stickers, some from Pretty Pink Co, and some, that's Sadie stickers as well. Then I have little bee clusters that we might pull in. And then this was from the Giving Girl. It has little like either flowers or butterflies. I think they're flowers. And this was from one of her advent calendars. So I thought perhaps we'd pull it in. I'm not really sure on this one, but those are some options. I also pulled over this page, which is sketch frames. This one is a little bit weird. It kind of bubbles up funny. And so I want to use this up so it's no longer like this box. I didn't actually use it. It got stuck on the other stickers because I moved it. And so I just want to kind of use them up, if that makes sense. So let's get started. Oh, last thing I was going to show you guys was the fountain pen and ink I'm going to be using this week. I have this inked up. This is my Estabrook JR Belize, I believe is how you say it. And this is inked up with a really pretty green ink. I just put out, I think, this video this last week, so I'll link it up above if you want to see close-ups of all the different colors I'm using this month. But this is this one right here. It has a nice sparkle to it. It is darker than the green in this kit, but I think it's going to have a nice contrast. So let's start with our weekly stuff up here. So I know I want to cover up this area. I also want to cover up these. And I was thinking maybe one of the trims. Oh, there's the days of the week. We're going to need that too. But because this is on a washi paper, it's going to show through if I just put any of these up here. So I think what I'll do this week is let's pull in. Mandy Lynn Plans has these little boxes that actually cover these perfectly. So let's pull those in this week. We'll do a little layering. It will be a little bit thicker. You could also use, actually, no, let's use the other way. And I'll just speed this part up for you guys. But I'm just going to take a Jelly Roll white pen and kind of color everything in at the top. Okay, so it doesn't have to be perfect. What I'm really trying to do is just draw less attention to it because I'm going to put this other sticker on top of it. So it doesn't have to be completely whited out, if that makes sense. So I know I'm going to be doing that. I also know that I think I'm going to use one of these squares to go over this area. Unless, wait, hold on. Unless we use one of these. I know I want a big square or something over that. So I have these ovals we could use. I have those. I thought I had rectangles, but it doesn't look... Oh, there they are. So we have rectangles. I think rectangles would kind of work the best as far as the shape of the area. So... the big debate I'm having is, do I white out this area or just put stickers over it? I also have this, but none of those is quite big enough to span that whole area. All right, I'm going to think on that for a minute, and we're going to go ahead and put some stickers down across the top. So I'm going to look at my other trim type options. So I have these ones. And then I have swatches there. Okay, so I think I want to use a combination of them. So if I put that one in the corner over there, I think that would be really cute. So I guess that's where we'll start. Maybe if I can get it off. That is the one thing about this like really thin paper. Sometimes it's a little challenging. I highly recommend having a good pair of tweezers. These ones I just got off of Amazon. They have a little bit of a coating on them to make it so the stickers don't stick as easily. And they're the type that instead of having to hold it to keep them closed, you hold it to open them, which is a little bit easier if you have any kind of hand issues like arthritis or anything of that nature. So these will be upside down if I put them there. So maybe it would be better to pull in some of these to kind of cover up, but I don't know if I have enough. Oh, choices, 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 right? Yeah, I don't think I have enough. So maybe we use a little bit of everything, right? Like it won't bother me if the postal thing here is upside down. So let's go ahead and I'm going to use that next. I actually think I'm going to put it on this side over here. And then, let me see here. If maybe I add in some of these florals and I cut them in half first. So they'll go twice as far. Let's see, let's cut you kind of like this. Now with these, it doesn't matter what angle you cut at as long as you have a straight edge, because I'm lining it up to a straight edge, right? So I could cut directly across, I can cut at angles, it's all good. So I'm going to change my angle so it's a little bit easier. Oh no! That is another thing that happens with these sometimes, is they get so stuck to my fingers that I'll accidentally pull off a portion. But it's okay, they're stickers, so you can kind of fix it. Or you can overlay something else over that. Let's do that instead this time. So maybe I just pull in a couple of these loose florals here. I feel like I could pull that one in pretty easily. Oh, maybe I want to cut it in half though. Or at least trim it a little bit. Hold on. So now I have that nice edge to line up. And then I can take the other portion and either use it over here or set it aside to pull in at a different spot. And I think for this particular one, I'm going to hold it aside. And then I feel like we need a nice maybe yellow flower or white flower. Let's do, sorry, I'm thinking oh, actually, because I want to pull in more to cover up this area. I'm going to pull in this one and I'm going to leave all of that flower, like the stem there. And don't worry, we're going to work on covering up some of that other area as well. And then maybe a little bit of yellow over here as well. Maybe going in this direction. Like that. And then we need something in between, right? So let's pull in the full flower. Yeah, I think I do, actually. Pull in the full, well, maybe I don't. Pull that one in like that, and then just use these tiny scissors and cut there. And we need a little bit more. Oh, I know what I'll do. Let's do this. So we use that little piece that got ripped off, and I'll just trim it up a little bit here. Perfect. And now we have it all the way across the top on that side. And we just need to do the opposite side. So I think I will start with this element here. And then next to that, so I want to use this, but I feel like it's going to go too far down. Oh, maybe it's about the same. Maybe we'll put that more towards, we're going to wait out this May after all. I know it's not going to be perfect, but we're just going to make a big swatch here so that if I overlay any of these stickers, it just won't stand out so much, because we're going to be doing some layering, I think, over here. This is the one area, like I don't really write here, but it does, because I always put stickers here, it does tend to bulk up a little bit more than some of my other locations. Okay, I'm going to call that good for the moment. Sorry, I have a sticker on my finger and it's bothering me. There we go. So well, I guess let's start with this, and I'm going to go with the darker of the two pinks. So I know that like that area is going to be covered with that. So if I take this sticker and put it here, we want you to be straight. Okay, maybe I want my tweezers a little bit more. Okay, I want you to go right in there. Sometimes seeing the top of the page is a little bit hard for me because I have other things going on. But there we go with that. And then we just have to fill in that little space in between. And I'm going to do a little bit more up here as well. So I could take part of this if I wanted to fix that area, or we can just pull in some random pieces, which is, I know what I'm going to do on some of these spots. Okay, we're just going to let that be there, and I'll trim at the top. And then let's pull in a little bit of greenery coming, I think, from this side. This looks like a little like rosebud. I'm going to layer that one on there. Go for this one here. And another one of those little rosebud things I think would be really cute. Right over here. So now I just need to do a little trim up here. And we have that going across the whole top now. And a little on that side. There. Perfect. So I do want to continue to have that floral here. So we're going to pick out a few flowers. I'm going to cut them in half. So just looking at my options here. I think this would be a good one to cut in half. Some flowers look better cut in half than others, and you need to, like, it's not always a directly in half type deal to make sure that you're getting the look that you want. Like, I could put this one actually on the side here to help cover up that little spot. And then I don't want this one right next to that one. Add in a little bit of green and have it coming down from the top here. Let me add this one in on, oh, maybe I'm not, oh, hold on. If I put it right there, and then we trim the stem right here, which sometimes is a little tricky because the paper wants to move. But there we go. That covers up that little area that I didn't really like there. And then let's see about this one. No, I'm not liking that. Oh, I forgot I had this little piece. Oh, that's not the right size. How about the white one? So what if they have in here when she used that particular greenery? Hold on. usually with that flower. Okay. Sometimes that's helpful when you look at what they've already done. But I want to keep all of the, maybe we'll just keep it like that. And then I did not pull out a May script, so let's go ahead and do that for my, I call it my leftover sticker book. It's also just scripts and things. I started putting everything just kind of in here so it's all together. And the foiling on this is gold, so I know I either want a black or a gold May. That one's rose gold. I could use these ones, but I feel like they're a little small. These, I think maybe we'll use one of these. These are from, oh gosh, Letters to Apollo. Which she does actually a lot of her printing now is done by Sadie stickers, so their styles really go together well. And I think they're friends. I'm not positive though. But at least business partners. So we have that. Now I want all of my scripts for the days of the week, which are here somewhere. If I can get them off the table. Hold on. There we go. So I'm going to overlay these kind of under where they were before, but still up at the top. So we'll do all of our days of the week, and then I'll put in some date dots. Oops. And I do like the effect when you layer these type of stickers together, sometimes how you can see underneath. I think it makes it kind of all flow together a little bit and almost make it feel like one entity, opposed to like having the buildup of the layers and the whiteout, which is good for other things. I mean, don't get me wrong. It depends on, like, if I was doing this and I have more of these classic matte stickers, it makes it easier for covering things up. It just depends on the feel that you want. So Saturday. And the other thing is, when you're doing this, you can use the words to disguise lines like I did right there. So I'm not really, you could still see the faint outline of where that was. And so what I'm mostly doing is just going along that line, and then it becomes less visible to the eye. So we start with the 5th this week. So those are down here. Now this one is going to be a little bit more varied because I want to be able to see the, the date. And so I need to find placements in here for it. The one that's going to be a little bit more challenging is going to be Sunday. But you'll notice these are not going to be perfectly in a line. Sometimes spreading them out like this, though, just, I don't know, it brings a little extra something to the whole spread. And I'll just do it right there. Okay, so there is my entire top. I think it turned out pretty good. So the next thing I like to do is put in my weather. Now, with the way I decorated, I'm going to have a harder time putting it in this blank row up here. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to take this 5 to 6 hour and put my weather in there. It's still going to give me a little bit of a challenge down here, but it's going to be fine. You know what I could do? I think I could cut this off here. Let's see if we can do that and lift that up, and that'll make it a little bit easier, and I don't feel like it's cutting so much off that it's going to be an issue, but then I'll be able to write in there where I wouldn't otherwise. Sometimes I don't, oops. Sometimes I don't think about these things until after the fact. And usually the washi stickers come up a lot easier than a different type of sticker would. You can always use undo though. I don't know what's in it. I don't think I want to know what's in it, but it works. It brings up your stickers without damaging the paper or anything. Okay. Oh, people are texting me. Who's texting me? Oh, my doctor's office. Okay. So, oh, no, yes, it's over here. I've already placed out the weather in the order that I know it's going to be. I'll have to write in our temperatures, but this makes it a little bit easier for just placing everything in. It's time for you guys, right? Now these are Mandy Lynn Plans weather stickers. I am on her PR team. So you can use the code JESS10. Everything's linked down below for you guys. And these are on her transparent mat. And this one, I ran out of coordinating partially sunny stickers. So I just combined a cloud and a sunny sticker to make this last one so that I would still have the feel of everything, but be able to cover all of the weather. All right, I went ahead and wrote in all of our temperatures using that fountain pen that I had picked out. Now I need to make another line here to divide things down. So I have a couple of options. I can pull in one of the washi tapes that I have here, or we can use some of the swatches from the kit, or we can use a combination of some of the torn paper elements and, hold on, I'm looking for them, the little dividers that I showed you at the very beginning. And I think that's the route I'm going to go. Oh, there's the dividers. And I think I might go with this divider. But this one feels a little bit too ornate in some ways. I could also pull in some pieces of this if I wanted to make that divider, or I can also pull in these. But these are going up. They would look funny coming down. And I think I want to save as much space as I can here. So I think this is going to be fine for the beginning of the week. Or I could use the floral here to start this. Let's use the floral, because I know I could use the pink and other spreads. I don't know that I would necessarily pull this floral in if I'm doing something else. So that seems like a logical place to start. And you can always trim this shorter. Actually, let's do that a little bit. So I think, because I don't want it to go down quite as far, so let's just trim it right there. And since I can see the line through, I'm just going to follow the line there to cut it. But that way it doesn't cut so far into my week here. Yeah, I think I'm probably going to put this all the way across the top here. Some of this is I just have all these stickers that I've purchased over the years that I want to use up. So I'm finding ways that I can use them. Because with switching planners, the amount of stickers that I use in a week, so don't think that you have to do it this way. This is just me playing around with stickers. You could definitely simplify this a lot if you wanted to. So that one's going to go right about there. And I do tend to switch up how I do my spreads each week, depending on what are the needs of that week. Like last week, I did this type of spread where I have a big to-do. I'm not going to be doing that this week because it's such a jam-packed week, as far, at least it feels that way with things, and I'm going to be trying to fit stuff in where I have time slots. I think I want another piece of paper, but I kind of want it to be on that side. And I was trying to look here. I mean, I could kind of do that one maybe, but I'm not sure. Because I can't really do this one. It needs to come from the other side, and it doesn't look right if I do it that way. I could do this and really cut it down maybe, but I feel like it's too deep. Or I could do, maybe I'll do that one just as, or I could do that down here. Hold on. Let me think for a second. I have some other things I could put over there, right? I could put some florals. I could put a swatch. What else we got? Oh, I wanted to put these at the bottom though. Okay, let's do this. Because I'm like looking through stuff. I'm like, I was gonna put this at the bottom to kind of coordinate, but there's something else I want to do there actually. So this is going along right at the 6. So I'm just going to add a little bit of color here, and we'll do it like that. I'll have to decide if I'm going to do a nice edge there, or if I'm just going to let it be. Not sure. Now, with the journaling kits, they are made as kind of a universal kit, so you can use them in any size planner, which is why being able to cut them down is really nice. I think that one's quite long enough, is it? Nope. And I'm just trimming you right there. Not get all the way through there. The transparent can be a little trickier to cut because you have to push a little bit harder to get through that plastic. Okay, so there we are with our weather and everything, and now we can start getting into what's going on each day. Now, Monday, which is today, actually, it's Monday morning, because my weekend went completely sideways. I had zero chance to plan. But today is Cinco de Mayo, so I am going to add that script right in here. I could also have put it up here, but that is where it's going to be. And then today, I have a couple things going on. I need to make time for the chiropractor. I don't have a script for the chiropractor, but I do have this appointment. And so hold on, I have to look. I have everything wrote down, but not the actual time. So hold on. So I have a massage at, let's see here, 2:15. And it's usually an hour and a half. I need to call the chiropractor. So 1, 2. So right in this area is where I need to go for for the chiropractor, because I'll go right after, because they're not, I don't think, open before, and I'm gonna call them right after this. They're fine with walk-ins, so I need to figure that one out. And then I have my massage, which is going to be at 2:15, so right in here. And I don't think I pulled out an icon or anything for that, but let's pull in a box, I think, for it. Yeah, I think this one will be good. I want to make sure I have enough different varied boxes. I want to pull in these throughout. It'll make it look more cohesive. And because this is a sticker, my pens don't generally work really well on these, so I'm going to go ahead and use my Energel on here, which is good because my Energel tends to bleed through the Tomoe River paper this year. Really unfortunate. So I have massage there. I also have a script that says me time, and that's what I'm going to put over this as well, because that is my me time this week pretty much. And in between the two of these, my big thing that I'm doing is recording and trying to get videos done. So did I pull up anything for that? Oh, and I did sleep in this morning, so I was going to pull this in as well. I slept until 8. It was amazing because I had a really rough weekend. We're going to pull in some kind of planning sticker. I'm just trying to decide what kind. I do have these ones from Hello Petite Paper, but I think those, I mean, this pink is a little bit bright, but I think we could do that. And then where was the planning time sticker? Let me see here. I swear I pulled one out. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I think we could go with that. And then maybe a little bit of floral behind it. Maybe a lighter floral, yeah. Put that there. And then let's pull off one of these. She has really cute stickers. Put that there, and then we're going to put the planning time, kind of pulling it all together like that. Because of the way my weekend went, I really didn't have a chance to do a lot of planning. So that's probably going to take up all of my time between that, and I need to do some minor editing today. So I think I'm going to put this one in. I want that flower to be just a little bit smaller. I really do. But I know she used to, oops, because there's two different designs, right? There's the weekly kits and then there's the decorative kits. And when she was just doing the like weekly type kits, you could pull in, you could go into the shop and buy extra of the florals. And I wonder if I should start doing that. I'm not sure. So editing time, we're going to put there. And then over here, I'm going to put chiropractor under this. So I remember that that's what that's for. And then, okay, so like I said, it's like a really full day. Like all my days this week, I think, are going to be. So chiropractor, I'll have a little bit of time at home. I need to stop by the grocery store to pick up stuff for tacos, mostly meat. Let me see. I think I have a grocery script. We're going to pull that in. I do have these alphabetized, but I sometimes forget that I have them alphabetized, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to pull this script in and put it right as close to that as I can, because I'm going to stop by, I'll get the groceries, and then Megan, who is one of my daughters, has improv camp this week because I have a show on Saturday. So I have to pick her up all week at 6. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that works out well right there. So I'm going to put some washi down, I think, for that. And because of the amount of other things, well, I would love to pull in this one. It's going to be too thick, and I don't want to cut it because I don't trust my ability to cut it nicely. So I'm going to pull in the Simply Gilded one and put it all the way across the week. And on a day where I don't have as much stuff, I can put in something signifying what that is. This did come, I believe, with one of her subscription kits, which I really liked her subscription. I thought it was a good value for the money and what you got. I unsubscribed simply because I changed the size of my planner. It's a little bit more challenging to make it work in the Hobonichi. It can be done. I've done it. But I also have started to run into this issue where I have so much washi that I'm not using all of it, and it felt almost wasteful to only use some of the washi for like a spread or two. Okay, so I need to pick her up here. Then, because it is Cinco de Mayo, we are doing tacos tonight for dinner. So I'm actually going to overlay that a little bit like that. And we're going to put in tacos. And then, because Mondays are the night that my oldest and his girlfriend come over for dinner, we are actually doing movie night tonight, which I think I grabbed out of script. Yes. Okay. So I am going to combine these two first. And then I know I want some floral behind it. So let's look at what our options are. Oh, I think this one would work really well. To kind of be right there. Oh yeah, that's going to be cute, I think. And then I can lay the whole thing down as kind of one sticker down here. Like that. We're actually watching The Princess Bride tonight. Oh, it is a little crooked, but it's okay. So I'm going to make a little note down here saying Princess Bride. And that is today. All right, moving on to tomorrow. It is my brother-in-law's birthday. So I should probably signify that at the top, huh? I did not pull out a birthday script. So I think we'll pull in this one right there. And that'll remind me to at least send him a text. Now this is a medium nib on this pen, which is why the sparkle comes through so well and it doesn't clog up the pen. However, you have to be a little bit careful because it does flow really well, which means it's a little harder to write small and maintain that small space. Just as an FYI. I do prefer to actually write in here with fine or extra fine nibbed pens, but I like my sparkle ink, so it's a challenge. Oh, tomorrow is actually a big day as far as the school systems go because it is a voting day. So I have stuff at 11. Let me put that in first because I don't know how I want to mark the voting. So, oh, there's my therapy script that I wanted to use, and I'm just going to use it with this cute little chair, which was from Crafts by Towie. Combine those, and then I wanted to combine some florals. So again, we're going to look at what we have. Sorry about my squeaky chair. So maybe if I do some on both sides, because I'm kind of thinking this would be really cute, kind of going up the outside of it on that side. And then if we brought in another piece on the other side. Now I would like to pull in some of these bigger scenes. I just need to get this other stuff done first so I know how much space I have. I know I had single florals. Where'd I put them? Oh, there they are. I really like this flower, so maybe if I take this and then put it, I don't know if the two of those is going to work very well together because one's so big compared to the other. Let's try this one instead. Maybe I just leave it like this. So therapy is right here at 11. And if I find something else I really like, I can put it in there. The problem is a lot of these are so big that I don't think they're going to work. Maybe this one. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so I have that. And then, like I said, this is a voting day, which is really important. So which size box is going to fit in there? I think it's going to be the rectangular box or a oval. Actually, let's use the oval because I tend not to use them and I have a couple sheets of them. There are two colors on here, so I'm trying to stay with the one color. Oh, maybe that's too big. Okay, we'll use that in another spot. That is too big. Okay, let me think for a moment. I could just write it in. I could cut a circle in half. I could do the rectangle after all. I think the square is too high. I think the circle is too high. Let's see about the rectangle. It's also, it's a tight fit, but I think it's going to be okay. Okay. So this is the school bond vote. Actually, I think there might be a couple other things on the ballot. I have to double check today because I haven't done that yet. But there is, you know, definitely the school bond. I've heard a lot about that because the one bond is expiring and so they kind of want to renew. But they're, yeah, it's a big debate in the town. It always is, right? And then I also need to pick up some medications tomorrow. I'll probably do that right after therapy. So I think I will just add that in right there to remind myself I need to do that as well. And then I don't think I have anything until I have to pick her up, which would be good because then that would allow me to edit because tomorrow's supposed to be my editing day. Today's record, tomorrow's edit, right? Sure. So I think I'm going to put this floral here. And I know I have lots of little computers, so let me find one. So these are from White Deer Stationery. I wanted to order from her this last weekend, and I just did not get to it. because when she puts out new icons, her icons go on sale, which is really nice. So I'm going to put editing time in here. And hopefully that's how that goes. We'll see. It's going to be a challenge getting all the videos out this week. Okay, Wednesday. So I have another doctor's appointment on Wednesday. This one is with the gastro doctor. We're starting a new gastrotherapy. We'll see if it works. And I think that's everything for that day. Thursday is the day that's going to hit me super hard. Okay, so I had pulled off this one. So gastrotherapy is actually at 9 a.m. So I'll put that there. And I have an appointment. We'll do doctor appointment. And then I had pulled out this little guy because I wanted to use him up. So I'll pull that in. And I can write gastro up here. I have to drive across town and everything, so I feel like that's probably going to be the right amount of time for that one. We'll see. And then I don't have anything else until I pick up Megan, unless Emily stays after, which she hasn't done the last couple of days or weeks. So then we get to Thursday, where I may lose my mind a little bit. So, okay. So Emily's therapy, 1, 2, 3, 4, is here. And then then there's the band concert too. Right. I remember that. And it is Dan's last band concert. And somehow I need to do Emily's therapy, my group therapy, and his band concert. I'm going to use one of these for the band concert. I know that. So I am, actually, let's use one of the bouquets for this part. I think this will be really cute. So yeah, we'll put it on the outside. It's like underneath, outside. So if we layer in that, that one there. Sorry about that, guys. I do want to add in at least one individual floral or something here. I really like these individual little flowers here. And with the curve, it kind of goes with the curve of the circle. So that's what we'll do. All right. So that's Thursday evening, which I'll probably lose my mind. Friday is payday, and I had pulled off a payday script or little arrow here, so I've used that. And then I have a hair appointment. At 2:30. I had to look. So I haven't used, I have a harder time with the archways. I've I've used those. Let's do another elongated one, like the oval. I'm mostly using this darker pink because I think it fits a little bit better. So that hair appointment is here. And do we want a sticker for hair appointment? We probably do. Last pink hair and scissors. I'd pulled out an appointment script, I think. I'm going to use that. So there is that all taken care of. And then, oh right, Sunday is Mother's Day. So on Saturday, my husband's family is getting together around noon for a barbecue. So I will also put this in here. And I know when I was flipping through one of those, I just saw barbecue instruments. So that's... Oh, I think there were more than one. These I got in an oops bag. So we have grill instruments. Oh, not the eggnog. Which one do I like better? Let's do these. And I think I'm going to do the pink ones again. This time we'll put them on this side. And then I did grab out the script that I had for barbecue. So I'll put that there. And then Megan, oh, I should probably, this washi strip doesn't need to go all the way to the end, does it? So let's clean you up. It's only during the week that she has to go to the improv camp. And then I'll use an archway for her event, which is going to be down here. It looks a little bit like a stage, right? And I know I saw tickets somewhere. All right. So Megan, improv show. So we can go to that. And then Sunday is Mother's Day. So I guess we need a script for that, which I did not pull out. I swear my desk gets totally trashed when I do these each week. Hold on. Holidays, I think, are after, right? Yes. So I could do this one that would match the other script. Or I could use one of these ones. I don't have a gold. I think I'm going to do this just because it matches the other script for the Cinco de Mayo that I did this week. So there's Mother's Day, and Sunday should be my day off. It won't be, but it should be. So let's do, because I don't want this to be the only Polaroid. So I'm going to pull in one more, and we're going to put it over here. This is going to be, hopefully, my planning time for this week. I mean, other than right now. which means I need the planning time script. I know I have another one of those. I love it when they fit in that area down there. And then I need a planner, which I pulled out. Hold on. Somewhere. I swear I pulled out a planner. Oh, there's planner stack. Perfect. And then I just need to trim that little thing there. Perfect. Okay, so that gives you the gist of my week. Now, I do want to do some decorative things down here. I also need to do my to-do list and my menu for the week. So, let's see if the decorative element that I would love to do here at the bottom, how much room does that take up? I think we're going to be good. Okay, we're going to add these in. And I'm going to line with the bottom of the page, actually, to give myself just a little bit more room. I think I'm going to cut here. And then for the other side, I think we will go across the whole bottom as well. Perfect. But I do have an area I would like to put my dinners down here. So, because I want to leave the full sidebar for all of the different things that I need to get done this week. So, to separate here that out, let's maybe take, like, do I take another bit of washi? Hold on. Or we have some elements from there. I do want to finish, like at the end, I will go in and add some different things in here to kind of fill up the space. I could pull in another of these strips, which I think maybe let's do that, because that'll be a clean line, give me area to write. Hold on, wait. What if we do these instead at the bottom? I think I like that better. Let's do these. So I'm going to have them right here along this line. And I think it's going to be a fun, like slightly different. It uses up a bunch of these. And you can always overlay them a little bit to make them look a little bit more unique and different, or cut them in different ways. But for the sake of time today, I am not. Now I am going to skip over this little piece here that drops down and come in on the other side. And then I think we just need one more. Perfect. And now over here, I had a dinner script that I pulled out. So I will go ahead and add that in. And I do also have a little apron here that I'm going to add below it. And then I can add in all of my dinners. Did I plan this a lot? I think I did. So obviously tonight is tacos, but I'll add it down here too. Tomorrow the plan is to do spaghetti. On Wednesday, my oldest would like to make lasagna. Or not oldest, second oldest. I will have to make something different for myself, but that's fine. And then Thursday, we're doing fend/eat out because I'm not sure how that's going to work with everybody's schedule quite yet. And then on Friday, I'm going to do baked chicken. And then on Saturday, I am going to have a salad, but I think my family is going to have burgers. We generally do one big meal a day, so we'll probably do that, and then they'll kind of do their own thing like they would have done for lunch for dinner, but I'm going to keep it in the same area. And then Sunday we're going to do leftovers because I'm sure I'm going to be spent by then. So that is the plan for meals for the week. And then we also have a lot of things that need to get done this week. So I have some scripts over here to pull in. So first, I'm going to put a to buy script up here. So my youngest daughter, her birthday is like in a week. So I need to get on it and order birthday presents. And then we just have a lot of little things that need to get done this week. I'm going to leave a little space there and put my to-do there. These are from The Giving Girl. I've had them for quite a while. I don't know if she still makes these little Ariels, but here's what needs to get done this week. So I need to pick up Dan's grad sign. Hopefully we're going to mail out invites to the grad party. So we are kind of hosting my husband's thing at his office, so I need to get the office ready for family. I mean, it's an office. It has a lot of things kind of going on. I need to coordinate the 504 meeting and get that on the calendar. I need to finish reading. I have 2 chapters to go. What was the name of the I think it's It's a stomach health thing, and I need to do it by Wednesday. So, Mind Your Gut. That's what it was called. Through chapter 4. What else do I need to do? I feel like there's more. Well, I'm supposed to watch one episode of a specific Netflix show for that thing on Wednesday. And then let me pull over my goals for this week and see what I'm leaving off. So I have skincare, inbox 0. Those are habit things. Oh, I need to email about the email organizing informal ADHD group. So our group therapy is coming to an end. We'd like to kind of stay in contact, I think. And so I'm going to, I think, take the lead on organizing that. I would like to plan a date night. It's not going to happen this week. Planned downtime. I've got that. Schedule. We're working on that for YouTube stuff. Dan's invites. Meet with school. 504 materials. I wanted to email the dietitian about a food service. And I also need to make doctor appointment. I hate making doctor's appointments because I have so many of them. They sent me a message this morning saying that they refilled one of my meds, which is for my asthma. But they're like, hey, you're due for a physical. I'm like, crap. I have so many doctor's appointments that, I don't know. It felt like it hasn't been a year. So I need to make sure that gets done. And I think that's everything. So I mostly use this to kind of reference back to, and I do a lot of the more daily type planning on my day on one pages or daily pages in the back. So I don't feel uncomfortable adding in some decorations here. So we're going to do that, but I do need to make sure to mark that this is improv here. Let's use a circle. So Meg, improv boot camp. All right, let's look at some of these bigger scenes and stuff and see what we can add in. Because I think it would be really nice to add in at least a couple of these. So I'm thinking this one is maybe the one I'm gravitating towards the most and putting it on Thursday morning. Because I don't think I'm going to do much Thursday morning because I know the evening is so full of things that having the balance would be good for me. Now having something smaller here would also be good. So maybe I use one of the squares over here. Oops. And add that decoration in. Now there is another sheet. Hold on. And I didn't use any of these, did I? But, hold on. there's the big seams. I know that's going to be too much. But maybe I can pull in a couple of these really small ones. Then I think that might be cool. So I'm wondering if having the truck down here might be cute. Kind of tie in with all the florals at the bottom. And then maybe on Tuesday, I add in this guy, Tuesday to Wednesday. And then this feels a little bit bare. I don't know if I want some of this stuff or I just want some florals in there. So, oh, maybe this one at the top. Let's see. And then maybe just some florals in here. This one seems like a good grouping for that area. My goodness, my squeaky chair. Yeah, flower there. And something over here. Wait, hold on. Like that. I'm going to leave this space free on purpose, and let's see, we have check-in day. I needed to put that in, so we're going to add that right here. Seems good. I have the little arrow thing. We're going to make sure that we add that to this area. I have $2 Tuesday. Put it down here. House cleaning. Sure, that's totally going to happen this week. I'm going to put it down here on Sunday. Laundry is another thing that'll probably happen on Sunday. Thursday, I need to put the trash out before I go and do these. So I'm going to add in, put trash out. I missed the recycle because I set it out at 7:30 on Friday this last week. And I was like, seriously, guys, come on. Skincare is going to be an ongoing thing for this week, but I think I'm going to track that on my daily pages. I did pull out this pills, little doohickey. We'll put that in. I don't think I have room for the book, but maybe here we'll add that. And with the read, because I know I'm going to have more I need to read after this appointment, so that'll give me time for my homework. I did pull out this event script, which I'm going to put here to go with Megan's improv show. Grocery. All right, that's everything, I think. So let me kind of move everything out of the way and we'll give you close-ups. All right, so here is our top. Just give you that in like one shot type deal. And then here's the week. And yes, it's very busy this week, or at least it feels like that. And there's always things that aren't on here that need to get done. So hopefully everything gets done that needs to get done this week. If you guys have any questions about how to use these type of stickers in your Hobonichi, or if you have other general questions, feel free to let me know. Let me know what was your favorite part of this plan with me. And until next week, I'll see you real soon.